Hello, today we're going to be learning all about green screen for beginners. So my name is Joe Vaya, this is Trust Visuals, and we're going to start right now. So I already have my assets here on Premiere Pro. So we're going to be dropping first after you imported the green screen footage that you have recorded, and you're going to import the background that you're going to use. Remember that for green screen, you have to make sure that the green screen per se has to be evenly lit. So not one dark spot on one side of the green screen or some other kind. No, it has to be evenly lit. And you can get away with this just putting by a green screen on a wall, or you can just buy a frame for a green screen and use it. You can also use a small piece of green screen and record yourself in it and then crop the rest. It's very easy to do. Just make sure that you are also lit. You're using a key light so your face is well lit, or if you don't have any other lights, just for the green screen. So if you don't have a light for yourself, just make sure that you are in a room that has sufficient light that you can, the people can see you besides also what's in the background. So I already have my assets here. You just import it in Premiere. When you go ahead and import, and then the files that you have, the footage, you just import it. And after you import, you're going to drag the green screen footage right here on the timeline. It automatically sets the settings for the frame size, which is going to be 1920 by 1080. And you can also make sure by checking the sequence here, you see sequence settings, and then you'll see 1920 by 1080. And also you're going to drag, hold on a second, you're going to drag the green screen, you're going to put it on top, and also the background, you're going to put it at the bottom right here. Just this is a picture. Let me just show you. This is a picture of the background I'm going to use. Here I'm going to press the I so you can see again the green screen. I'm going to extend this because this is a picture. Okay. And now you click on the footage here. Make sure it's highlighted. And then you're going to go ahead and go to the FX panel right here. I already have Ultra key, but you can type it. Let's just type Ultra, and it should appear immediately once you start typing Ultra. And then just click on it and drag it onto your footage. Bam. And then you're going to go to your FX controls. You're going to see it on the either on the right side of Premiere Pro, or you're going to see it on the left side. Mine is on the right side because I wanted to do it like that. And if you have any doubts, you just click here on Windows. Click Windows and make sure the FX control, it has a check mark right there. And then you will know you will see the FX panel. So once you have the FX panel, you're going to locate here where it says Ultra key. And you're going to pick on this color picker here. Going to click on it. And then you're going to click on the green screen right here. And once you do that, bam, you have your green screen. And it does a pretty good job of getting rid of everything. If you see any spills on the sides, like a black spill, you can just tweak it here with the MADI generation. You have to see these options of transparency, shadow, tolerance. I'm going to show you a little bit so you can see what it does. For example, transparency 45, you know, it's just going to make that transparent, okay? But just let's leave it back at 45 because it has done a pretty good job of doing the green screen. Of course, after you do that, you want to make sure you're going to color correct a little bit the image so you can blend it in as best as you can. Of course, this depends on the project you're doing. This is for usually if you're doing a personal brand and your room is kind of like not the best for filming, you don't like the background, you're filming in your bedroom, I don't know, you just want to use a green screen so you can have a nice little background, this is a good use for it. So let's go ahead and blend in. Just make sure again that you have the footage highlighted, and then you go to Lumetri color here, and then you tweak the colors to your liking. So since this is an orangey background here, I'm going to make this look more like orange, and this is totally optional, you know. It again depends on what you're going to do with the product, but you can see it now has a little bit more orangey feel to it, and I can change, bring the blacks here, make it a little bit more black if I want. But you see, if I do this, you'll see that there's what we call noise, and you see that once you see her legs, it has like a blackish tone on one side, and the other was kind of more pale. So I'm just going to leave it as is. Again, this is all preference. There's a whole nother ball game on color correction, but the idea is just that you blend the color to try to match the background. I'm just going to go ahead and tweak it a little bit here. Contrast, I like the contrast there. Highlights, let me see. I like that highlight a little bit there. Shadows, let me bring it down so it has like more shadow. Cool. And then I'm going to introduce a little bit of a vignette, and once you click on vignette, just go ahead and introduce it here. Well, vignette is better on the photo. Let me just click here on the background here, and let me do the vignette right there. There you go. There you go. And then I'm also going to change the color a little bit. Let me see what does the contrast for. You see, and again, I'm going to mention that I'm hiding here the background. I'm changing the colors of the background so it can blend a little bit more. And there you go. Let me choose a little more blacks. Cool. So, and also you have the option, let me click on the footage again. Let me change the effects controls. You can change the scale if you want to match it a little bit more. And if you do that, of course you're gonna have to tinker with the positions. This is the X and this is the Y. Let me just move it right there. And hey, there you have it. It matches a little bit more with the background. So once you finish editing, you incorporate everything else that you want to edit, you know, you're ready to export. So I'm just going to go on File here, and then going to put it on the export media. You click, and then you wait a few seconds. You're going to name it. I'm going to name it here library. I already have the settings that I want, but again, you have the options of here a video. I'm going to leave it full HD, but you know, you can change it if you want. And I'm going to leave it at 24 frames per second because that's my preference. This is all preference here, depending on what you need. But just in case you have any doubts on how to export the footage, this is it. So yes, and then after you, let me just move this here. This is blocking my view. And then you click on export here, and I already have the location. I have a location where it says YouTube full videos. You put in the location that you want. I'll click export here, and then it's exporting. And yes, that's how you do the green screen. It is pretty straightforward, pretty easy. This is more for personal branding and for marketing purposes. It's not for like a movie. If it's for a movie, it's going to be a little bit more complicated than that, depending on what your vision for the movie is. But yes, that's how you do a green screen. So hit a thumbs up if you like this video, and that will help a lot to build the channel. And yes, check out the videos that is next so you can learn more things about what to do with your video marketing and your personal brand. See you on the next one.